Welcome back to Elgin Ladies. We're so glad to have you here at Elgin Public Library for our second night of our Read to Me program. Tell me a little bit about what you have planned for the parents and children tonight.
Great. So tonight we're continuing to focusing on oral language development. We are going to review some of the skills that we presented last time, and that is how to prepare children for kindergarten using different early literacy skills.
And then we're going to build on that by focusing on vocabulary and things that parents can do easily and normally at home to build vocabulary, oral language, thinking, speaking, and creating.
My name is Mari Riojas Cortez, and I'm a professor of early childhood education at the University of Texas at San Antonio. And my colleague, Dr. Mary Esther Huerta, and she is associate professor at Texas State University. So we're right here, just down south 35. Le queremos dar la bienvenida. Somos profesoras. Yo soy profesora de la Universidad de Texas en San Antonio y mi colega es profesora en la Universidad de Texas State. So tonight we are doing our second workshop. Vamos a tener nuestro segundo taller, and we're going to be focusing all this in our next 7 sessions. We're focusing on how children develop that love for reading. Nos vamos a estar enfocando en cómo los niños desarrollan su habilidad y ese querer para la lectura. Because you have to know how to read in order to be successful in school, in order to be successful in your community. Tenemos que saber leer para poder tener éxito en la escuela y en nuestra comunidad. And so what we're focusing here is we're going to be focusing throughout our sessions on children that are starting right kindergarten next year. Okay, so we want to share with you some information that is going to be useful, we hope, for your child as they start kinder. Lo que vamos a estar haciendo es que vamos a estar compartiendo información acerca de las destrezas y habilidades que los niños van a necesitar para entrar al jardín de niños o al kindergarten. Entonces, hace un mes dimos un folleto que se ve así. We gave a flyer that looks like this. And so I think there was only one of y'all from last time, Spencer. What we want you to do is we want you to take this flyer, put it on your refrigerator, anywhere that you see. These are actually skills and concepts that a kindergarten teacher from Elgin Elementary gave to Miss Jamie, and she said, this is what we expect children to know as they come into our school. Estas son las cosas, las habilidades que los niños deben de saber cuando empiezan aquí en la escuela de Elgin. So the last time what we did is that we gave everyone a journal, and we wanted people to take that journal home and work with their child on things that they like, and based on a book that my colleague read. And so because we don't have everybody here, we're going to start that journal again. Lo que les pedimos a las familias la vez pasada es que hicieran un diario con sus niños acerca de las cosas que les gusta hacer como familia. Entonces, como no todos están aquí, de los que estuvieron aquí el mes pasado, vamos a empezar ese diario otra vez. And so we'll make sure that you receive it. I don't know if this is it. If not, I'll talk to Miss Jamie, and you take that journal home. And all we want you to do is do all different kinds of literacy activities with your child. Okay? And so I want you to take a quick look. We're just going to review very quickly. Tell me, what are some of the skills that you see here that you feel your child already knows? Fíjense en este volante y díganos qué es lo que ven, cuál habilidad piensan ustedes que su niño ya sabe. Cuenta hasta el 20. Okay, he counts until 20. Somebody else? ¿Alguien más? She knows how to write the first letter of her name. Very good. Okay, something else? Knows the colors. Great. Somebody else? Lowercase and uppercase. Okay, great. Anybody else? So these are things that don't happen overnight, right? Sometimes we think they can happen overnight, but they don't happen overnight. No suceden estas habilidades, los niños no las aprenden luego. Pasan un periodo de tiempo aprendiéndolas. It takes time. They have to really experiencing them, right? They have to experience it. Lo tienen que experimentar. And so what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be focusing on vocabulary development, how you can help your child develop vocabulary. And then we're going to be taking that and playing a game and reading a book about the concepts and words that you use to go to school. And so I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Mary Esther.
Okay. If you can pull out this sheet, ways to support vocabulary development. On one side it's English, on the other side is Spanish. So where does vocabulary start? Do you have an idea where vocabulary starts? Think about your baby crawling, babbling. Primero hablan, hacen sonidos, pero no se les entiende. And then what happens? They start, after babbling, they start to say little words. And then what we do is say, bravo, bravo. So it encourages them to continue. Does anyone remember the first words that your child spoke? Mama? It wasn't daddy? It wasn't dada, papa? Me. Okay, wonderful. On this handout, I have on one side what the adult can do, and then what the child is expected to do. Everything that you do on the adult column, you're helping the child in different ways for literacy. So for example, let's go to singing. If you're a family that goes to church or a family that loves music, the child is there in that environment listening to words, to rhythms, to tone, pitch, loudness, softness, a lot of emotion. These are all things that are the foundation to literacy. How many of you already read books aloud to your children? ¿Quién lee en voz alta en casa? Let's see what you're doing there when you are doing that. The child is actually listening, observing the illustrations, thinking, maybe even asking questions. And if you ask questions, where's the squirrel? They may even point to different parts of the illustration. And the young child might even ask you a question. Mommy, what happened to Peter Rabbit? Why is he sent to bed without any food? The easiest thing for literacy development is talking during the dinner table, during breakfast or lunch, but talking about what the family just did this past weekend, anything in the daily life. Pueden platicar sobre cualquier evento para que se desarrolle la plática. The most important part is that they're listening and thinking, remembering, and those are important elements of reading. Memorizing, making connections, but also speaking. Have you seen more and more in our generation where younger parents are on the phone while the child is playing on the playground, etc.? And yet, we see other parents pushing children in the grocery cart and saying, today we're going to buy apples. Can you help me pick out an apple? What color of apples should we select today? And there's just a lot of talking. And sometimes it's not what we do naturally. I'm asking you what you do naturally. Let it just flow, that sparkle of interaction. And we just say, just speak casually. The child is listening to your tone, to the rhythm, how fast you're speaking. And all this matters, especially when, for example, you're reading a poem. Cuando se lee la poesía, hay diferentes ritmos, velocidad, palabras, tono, elevación de la voz. And all this is very good, especially when you're reading aloud as well, to read with feelings. So this sheet kind of asks or gives you ideas about telling stories, is another one. Se la pueden inventar. Cuentos, divertidos, chistosos. Just bring them in with your creativity and just make up a story. I can begin a story like something simple. Once upon a time, and then I turn, there was a mermaid. ¿Y qué hizo la sirena? Aha, she plunged into the water, and then?
She made her mate.
And she was a fast mover. And then, and then what happened?
They kissed?
They kissed, and then? Maybe they were hungry, right? And they went fishing. Okay. Y luego de haber tener un besito y comieron poquito, ¿qué sigue? And they started playing. And then you're next. After they start playing, what were they playing? A very important tournament called tag. And then after they played tag, what did they do?
Went to get some shaved ice.
Because they were hot and tired. Finally,
He dropped her off at home, and her dad said it was too late and she wasn't allowed to see him anymore.
okay. Or another chapter, right? It's as simple as that. It's starting with an idea and letting the children create. And you can do it while you're driving, at the park, anywhere. It's the idea of developing the oral language communication. La comunicación oral es lo fundamental para los niños que empiecen a leer. So today I have a little game for you, and it'll take a little while, and I'm going to turn this way. And Maria, can you? Okay, so I'll set up the game.
Yes. So real quickly, bien rapidito. You can take one. Look at all the materials that are required or that the teachers need for you to take. Estos son los materiales o los útiles que las maestras necesitan para cuando los niños empiezan el kinder. How many of those supplies do you think your child knows what they are? The crayons, right? ¿Cuáles son los útiles? Glue stick, el resistol, las tijeras, scissors, a backpack, that's what they want, right? La mochila, quieren la mochila. What else? Okay. Play-Doh. What's that? Kleenex, okay. The cleaning wipes, What else? Markers, pencils, marcadores, lápices. Their clothes, Can they label their clothes? Pueden decir qué es una blusa, una camiseta, unos pantalones. Can they say, do they know all that vocabulary? How about composition notebooks? Do you think they know what they are? They may know what a notebook is, right? How about the word composition? Composición. Probably not. And so when you buy these school supplies, the children are excited because they're going to Walmart or Target or H-E-B and they're going to get this special in a backpack, right? With their favorite character. But many times they don't know or they're not sure when they're going to be able to use all of that. And then they get to kindergarten, and if they have a teacher that says, everybody's going to share, they took away school supplies, right? So we need to prepare them before that happens. They may not remember, but we have to talk to them emotionally about what will happen to those school supplies. Les tenemos que preparar emocionalmente para lo que pueda suceder a esos útiles escolares. And then we also need to prepare them to talk to them. How do we use the school supplies? Because often we just buy things and we give it and we send it, and we don't talk about the purpose behind the materials, right? A veces solamente compramos las cosas, los útiles, no les decimos a los niños para qué se utilizan, entonces perdemos la oportunidad de explicar para qué se utilizan esos materiales. And so that's a good window of opportunity that we can use as parents to explain to them what those are. So that way when they get to school, they're going to remember. And I can guarantee you they're going to tell their teacher. And so they're going to be ahead, right? So the game focuses on school supplies. Here you go. Here's mine.
So I made calling cards for you so you can keep this bingo game, okay? And so you have beads. When the children come, make sure that they don't put mouth these because I'm sure that they're not very clean. So it's just a nice rule. So let me just make sure that I shuffle them because I know that you all are keeping an eye on me. And then we'll play one short game. I'll show you a second game. And whoever's the winner, well, we'll see. Okay. So we're sort of modeling what you would do with these cards at home with your little one. And we have, what is this? And you would ask the child, what is this? So you pretend to be the child. Okay. Glue. And you mark if you have a glue. What is this? Stapler. And you mark your stapler. What? What card did you get? What is this? Scissors. What? Oh my gosh. What is this? A child at the desk, student. What? Cards are...
You'll be screaming right now.
It's a chair for the student. Okay. It's a book. What? Okay, I'll grab from the bottom, okay? And this is like a marker. Anybody have a marker? Crayon. Okay. And you have bingo. Pardon?
Do I say school supplies?
School supply list bingo. Who else has a bingo? We should have everybody because it's the same card, right? Okay, I'm going to show you before. I think there's enough for everybody to just get something over there. Let me just show you another game that you're going to take home. The calling cards. I'm going to keep in just a minute, okay? So now everybody's going to take one of these packages. If you can just send them down. And let's see. No, one. Does everybody have one? Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so lay them face down, al revés. So we're going to do a memory game really fast. Okay? So look at them first and just look at them as you're putting them and just arrange them. So this is a memory game. And I'm using the same calling cards, okay? Las mismas tarjetas que llamé el bingo, la vuelvo a usar. Okay? Okay, lay them up. Yeah, perfect. We're still working with some. Are you ready? Are you ready? Look, I shuffled them, okay? Just to be fair. Okay. What is this?
Crayon.
It's a crayon. Where is it? Where is it? Where do you think it is? Okay. Put it back. Okay. Okay. If you have a book, where is it? Where's the book? Where is it?
No, I don't have a book.
Okay. All right. Pencil. Do you have a pencil? And so, because this is, you can see and they're kind of translucent.
Yes.
So that's okay for the child to do that. The idea is for them to identify, right? The pencil. That's the whole idea. Can we make up another game right away? What if you take go fish? We could do that. You could go scissors, pencil, ruler, and kind of hide things in the kitchen where it's safe, and do a little scavenger hunt, right? And you hold it up and you say, we're looking for the scissors. And I see that the scissors are next to the loaf of bread. So now we're doing sequence. And it's a game. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, right now I think that's an excellent question. Right now I'm going accelerated speed because we're adults, right? Yes, but absolutely. And it's okay to take your time and only use 3 cards or 2 cards. And the whole idea is that you're practicing frequently, like every other day, every day, something that's fun. You don't want the child to think it's homework, right? It should be fun. And you can create any game. It could even be nonverbal. Go fish. You have cards and you say, I need a crayon. And she's got her own cards. And you say, I need a crayon. And she'll say, go fish, right? And I don't have a crayon, like she was telling me. I don't have a pencil. I don't have a... So matching game, right? She has her own and you say, okay, match it. This is a backpack. So it's endless and it's what works for your child. Guess who knows your child the best? Mother and father, okay? Mother and caregiver. Okay, so now the little ones are for the memory, okay? And then now I'm going to give you the big ones, and this is for the bingo calling card. So this and this, let's see, you hold it up, go together, okay? Okay, one. Okay, we can try
I
again.
have scissors because I had an extra.
Now turn them over and she's going
I have
to.
a crayon, a notebook.
And this is from the calling card?
Yes, I
Or
do
from,
not have scissors.
you can look through here to see what you need.
Yeah, and I have 2 pencils.
This is for the bingo. Can you hand this one to her? Okay. What other ideas come to mind That was an excellent question. ¿Qué más se les viene a la mente? Was that fast and easy? And really, you don't need a lot of materials. And you can even bring the real item, right? And say, okay, yeah, the real item, and say, okay, so I have all the cards here. Can you go find the real item and place them on top of the card? Yes? And always saying the name of the item. It's as simple as that. You make up your own games that come to mind. Somebody else needed, like, they were short a couple of pictures, and we can work on that.
But I think we all have 12, right?
I think we've sorted it out.
Okay, you sorted it out. Great. Okay. Okay, Mari. Thank you. And Dr. Cortez is going to move on to using a book.
So just one more game that I can recommend, especially for the children that are, for all children, but sometimes we have children that, you need to either, I don't want to say slow down, but sometimes you just need to give them some space. And so I spy with my little eyes something that is green on top of the table. And so I can say on top of the table behind, and your name? Irma. Behind Irma. So you see, I'm the one that's saying all the words. And all I want is, and I'm pretending that you guys are the children, just to say one word, right? So if I spy something that is green on top of the table behind Irma,
Sweater.
it's a sweater, right? And so that way they don't get frustrated, because sometimes young children have, maybe some type of speech issues that they may not be able to pronounce. They may be very young, and they may have something else. The whole point is that parent-child interaction. And that's why we talked a little bit about last time. You are your child's first teacher. You know your child best. And so the interaction that you have with your child is creating a bond and an attachment that nobody can break. And so I have an 18-year-old. She just turned 18. Oh my God. And so the bond that I have with her didn't start just in middle school. It actually started when she was in me, right? And so the more that I interact with her, the more that her and I have this special bond. Well, I have two other kids, one with a disability. And so it's the same thing. And so always, if there's one thing that you remember from tonight, is the interactions between you and your child or your children, that's what's going to help them develop their literacy, develop their language, and that love for learning. So tonight, I have this book that I thought it was so cool because it deals with crayons. Have y'all ever seen this book before? Yes. So it's called The Day the Crayons Quit. What do you think this book is going to be about? Colors, okay. It's something dealing with coloring. How many words do you see on the title of the book? Okay, now maybe y'all can see it. 5, right? And so for those of you that were here last time, Spencer, do we have to read the entire book? We don't have to read the entire book, right? That's right. We walk through the pictures, right? Because sometimes children, they're so little that sometimes they just want to go through it very quickly, and that's okay. Because we want them to learn to love books, not to say, oh, mommy and daddy are not letting me use this, so I'm just not going to use it. So what we're going to do today is, I love this book because it has different types of literacy skills that you can teach. You can teach them about the colors. You can teach them about the illustrations. You can teach them just a variety of things. But one of the things is that the crayons actually write a letter to the little boy. His name is Duncan. And so they're quitting because Duncan is making them work quite a bit. So I'm going to need everybody's help. If you don't mind taking one letter and passing it down. I also have it, lo tengo en español, si alguien la necesita en español, I have it in Spanish. And so that's the Spanish version, el día que los crayones renunciaron. So if everybody takes a letter, and that's in Spanish, okay? And just pass it. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to start reading the book. Yo voy a empezar leyendo el libro. And those that are going on my left are in English. Those that are coming this way are in Spanish. And so use the one that you feel more comfortable with. And so, they're all different. Each crayon, all right? So I'm going to start. One day in class, Duncan went to take out his crayons and found a stack of letters with his name on them. One of the skills that I told you earlier that the teachers wanted, they want them to know how to write their name. So this is the first literacy skill that this book teaches us, right? So Duncan wrote the name. Guess what your children are going to start wanting to do? They're going to want to write their name too. Hopefully not in the book. So here we go. So who has the red crayon? Do you mind reading does anybody have the red one? Right there. As in español? In English. Okay. Would you read it?
Hey, Duncan, it's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out coloring fire engines,
Fire engines.
apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to color all the stripes of Christmas and all the hearts on Valentine's Day. I need a rest. You're overworked. You're overworked, friend? Oh,
You're
red
overworked,
crayon.
friend. Red crayon.
Overworked.
So look at the wonderful illustrations that match the letter. What are some of the things that the red crayon was tired of? The red fire. Because sometimes children choose one color and that's the only color that they want to use. Well, sometimes teachers don't like that, and sometimes teachers are okay with it. Personally and professionally, it doesn't matter as long as they write. It doesn't matter as long as they draw. Because that red may be their favorite color, right? All right, so who has the purple one? You have the purple one? Okay.
You, Duncan. All right, listen. I love that I'm your favorite crayon for grades, dragons, and wizards, cats. But it makes me crazy that so much of my gorgeous color goes outside of the lines. If you don't start coloring inside the lines soon, I'm going to completely lose it. You're a very neat friend for the purple crayon.
Okay, so how many of you remember being little and your teachers or your parents telling you, color inside the lines? Yeah? And you stay. Well, you know, they wanted you, and I'm assuming because I remember my mother, she would tell us in Spanish, you know, tienes que tener mucho cuidado. And it has to be nice and neat because you're presenting something to the teacher, right? And so, but there are kids that have a hard time staying inside the lines. So it's okay not to stay inside the lines, right? And so that's another skill that you may be ask your maybe that your child's teacher may say they're not staying inside the line, and so maybe just help them, not because they need to, but maybe because it'll make the teacher happy. I don't know. Okay, who has the beige crayon? And we have about 5 more minutes before the kids come in. Who has the beige one? Does somebody have the beige one? Oh, I guess you have the beige one.
Dear Duncan, I'm tired of being called light brown or dark tan, because I am neither. I am beige, and I am proud. I'm also tired of being second place to Mr. Brown Crayon. It's not fair that Brown gets all the bears, ponies, and puppies, while the only things I get are turkey dinners. If I'm lucky, and wheat. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a kid excited about coloring wheat? Your beige friend, beige crayon.
Okay. It's not fair.
Right?
So, literacy is not only about letters and decoding and meaning, but it's also about social, emotional. How many of you, your kids say, but that's not fair? All the time, right? No es justo. And so it's interesting how the author selected the color beige, very neutral. Nobody uses it. To teach something about fairness, right? Okay, the next one is the gray crayon. Who has that one? All right.
Duncan, gray crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants, and I know that elephants are gray, but that's a lot of space to color in all by myself. And don't even get me started on your rhinos, hippos, and humpback whales. You know how tired I am after handling one of those things? Such big animals. Baby penguins are gray, So are very tiny rocks, pebbles. How about one of those once in a while to give me a break? Your very tired friend, gray crayon.
Okay. Look at the words that are uppercase. What do they have in common? Las palabras que están en mayúscula. Don't worry about the humpback whales.
Emotional or emphasize?
So, lot and big. What kind of words? What do they tell us? Lot? That's a lot. You're measuring, right? Es bastante. So that's a math-related term, right? Yeah. And so what's a lot? I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of animals, right? Mathematical literacy, counting the animals that are gray, right? And so that's one way. And then big. Something small and some things are big. So that's another skill. And who has the white crayon? Okay.
Dear Duncan, you color with me, but why? Most of the time, I'm the same color as the page you are using with me. White. If I didn't have a black outline, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'm not even in the rainbow. I'm only used to color snow or to fill in empty space between other things. And it leaves me feeling, well, empty. We need to talk. Your empty friend, White Crown.
Okay. What do you think the author is trying to convey here? To get noticed. I feel empty, right? So emotions, there's that emotion again. And also, sometimes children are left out, right, from playing. They're, for whatever reason. And so the feeling of emptiness is very real. I mean, it's different between children and adults, but you can see it in children when they're not included for whatever reason. And there can be a variety of reasons there. Okay? Who has the black crayon? Okay?
I hate being used to draw the outline of things, things that are colored in by other colors, all of which think they're brighter than me. It's not fair when you use me to draw a nice beach ball and then fill in the colors of the ball with all the other colors. How about a black beach ball sometime? It's that too much to ask? Your friend, Black Crayon.
Mm-hmm. I hate. Hate is such a strong word. How many times have you heard your children say, I hate this, or I hate you? They have? What is your reaction? What do you tell them? Is it a big surprise? The first time it hits you hard, right? And then you think, have I said the word? I hate this. I hate this drivers when I'm driving. Guilty as charged. Hate is a strong word. Do you think 3 and 4-year-olds know what hate is? Maybe.
Just heard mom say.
They learn from us, right? And so hate, this is a really good time to teach them at such a young age about that word. Because it's very real, it happens in the playground, and it happens for different reasons. Whether it's the language that you speak, the color of your skin, how much money you have, or how much money you don't have. So,
Oh, I love your turkey.
I love the peach.
you love the peach? Oh, the one.
What was that you were saying?
Oh,
I wonder if that's the book. Yes. Can we do one more?
Yep.
Who has the green? Okay. You like that?
Dear Duncan, as green crayon, I am writing for 2 reasons. One is to say that I like my workloads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. I have no problem and wish to congratulate you on a very successful coloring things green career so far. The second reason I write is for my friends, Yellow Crayon and Orange Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other. Both crayons feel like they should be the color of the sun. Please settle this soon because they're driving the rest of us crazy. Your happy friend, Green Crayon.
I am writing for 2 reasons. That's an important literacy skill, right? Why? When you say that, what are you trying to convey? Oh, that's in Spanish, yeah. What are you trying to convey to your children? Or when you yourself write a letter or an email, I'm writing to you for 2 reasons.
You want to so your friends don't get mixed up.
That's definitely. Because you're telling them it's 2 things that I'm going to tell you about, right? So I'm going to be clear with the information. And when you say I have 2 reasons, you know there's going to be a first one and a second one. So it's sequencing too. And so when you're writing, you try to convey that meaning. So I'm going to stop and we don't get to read the peach one. Do you want to read the peach one real quick?
it's okay.
Let's go ahead and read it real quick. It's almost, there's more crayons, but I think it's towards the back. And I'm sure your Elgin Library has the book and you can check it out. And so I'm going to ask if you can, do you mind reading the peach one? She loved the peach one, so, okay. You want to read in Spanish? Okay.
Oye, Duncan, soy yo, Crayón Durazno. ¿Por qué me quitaste mi envoltura? Ahora estoy desnudo y me da pena. Oh, ahora estoy desnudo y me da pena salir de la caja de crayones. Ni siquiera tengo ropa
He's
interior.
hiding.
¿Te gustaría ir desnudo a la escuela? Necesito cubrirme. Ayuda. Tu desnudo amigo, Crayón Durazno.
So he's hiding in the box
Because she's wet.
because he doesn't have any clothes. You want to see it? Sure.
Can we check?
Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Mary Esther. Thank you so much. Absolutely. We're going to play bingo with the children. Okay.
We may have one more card. Okay.
Wait, and make sure she calls the right one, okay?
And you can share mom and dad's little markers, okay? ¿Estamos listos? ¿Sí? Miren, les voy a enseñar una ilustración y ustedes búsquenla en la carta que les di. ¿Listos? We're ready to start. I'm just going to show you the picture and you try to find it. Tell me the name. Scissors. Can you find the scissors? What is this?
Can I have
Ruler.
A ruler. What is this?
a chair?
A chair.
Chair? You see a chair? So put one on there.
Oh, can I try to?
What is this?
Tape.
Tape. Cinta adhesiva. Tape.
Oh, no, ma'am. No.
What is this? Escritorio. A desk. Do you have a desk? Do you have a desk?
Yes, you could both put one.
You have bingo? Almost there? What is this?
You put one too?
A stapler. Oh, es un grapador. Un grapador. Uh-oh, I wonder if you know this one.
Pencil.
Pencil.
Pencil on your paper?
Uh-oh, what is this? A book. A book.
Can I come in the morning?
Oh.
There's a lot
Oh, what is this? Help me. A crayon. Una crayola. What is this? It's a pen, bolígrafo. A pen, bolígrafo. Uh-oh. I wonder if you know this one. Glue.
Well, if we get all on it, do we win?
Is this the rule? Is that we have to fill our card?
Yeah.
Or is it, we didn't say how we're going to win. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I wonder what this is. It's a desk, a boy at his desk.
We don't have it.
It's a student. We don't have the student.
it.
No one has it. Oh, backpack.
Backpack.
Marker. Okay. Okay. Okay, if you have bingo, but the other ones will continue playing. So if you have bingo, leave your card alone and come over here to see Miss Jamie. Okay? Okay.
You go get a prize, go with brother.
It's okay.
Which way are you going?
Yeah. So she should go to the kitchen as well. Yes. See, by it. Okay. Okay.
They know you love them. Picture of the whole family.
Not right now, my love.
One should get the hot dog, then the other one the bun.
All right. Well, there's great excitement. We're going to start wrapping things up. And so can you share with me just one or two ideas that you took away from our session today?
I like taking like a book and make it like smaller. Like don't read the whole thing because sometimes they just get bored and they're like,
Okay, so one of our parents was saying that not reading the whole book in one sitting
Whoa, I got big
works, okay? This is a winning game.
I got big noodles.
Congratulations, look. Fist bump. Yeah, okay.
Look what I got from my
Very,
side.
great.
It's big.
The I Spy game, okay? ¿Qué es lo que se le grabó, señora, para de lo que va a pensar? Oh, the games, very good. Okay, Dr. Cortez is going to close up the session.
I'm gonna give you homework.
See, everybody got quiet. Okay, boys and girls. Eyes on me. Hi. Okay, everybody got a folder like this. You're going to have homework. All right.
I don't have one.
You don't have one. We'll give you one. Okay. So, your job, parents, is to sit down with your child and have them do anything they want with crayons. Ooh. So when you come to the library and if you want to check out a book like this, you can. And then you can talk about the book, walk through the illustrations. Do you have to read the entire book? No, unless your child wants you to, right? And what we would like is for you to bring back your journal. You can have them draw. You can have them tell you about what they drew, and you can write it down. And then just bring it back in December. And I don't remember the date exactly, but it's the second Tuesday of every month, 5:30, and we're going to go to our next two objectives that relate to our first handout with the essential skills for kindergarten. So we're moving ahead with the literacy skills that your child is going to need for kindergarten. And the one person that can actually help them is who? That's right. Very good. Any questions, some comments that you would like to share with us? We still have a couple of minutes. No? So if you don't have one, we'll be happy to give you one. You can take, if you have more than one child, each child can take their own. That's perfectly okay. What we want them is we want them to be motivated to read and to write and to be together. Thank you and have a great evening and stay warm.
Thank you.
I just love the book about the crayons and all the different activities you showed them.
Thank you, Jamie. We had a wonderful time. The parents were very excited. They also understood the importance of parent-child interaction, and I think they're ready to come back for a third time.
I think the bingo game was a hit, and then the activity using the variation of bingo was also exciting to see the children coming in and participating along with the parents. And we expect them and are hopeful that they will continue with that.
And if you're interested in having your children come and participate in this great learning event, stop by the library at 404 North Main Street here in Elgin or give us a call. Our phone number is 512-281-5678, and this is the Read to Me program, or El Programa de Lee Conmigo.